So what is Twig? Well, if you've used Drupal for a long time, you'll know that from Drupal 8 and up, we have been using a templating engine called Twig. Now, previously, back in the Drupal 7 and below days, there was the PHPTemplate, which I do kind of miss sometimes. It's great to just be able to write code and get right down to just PHP, because it was just PHP. And some people might say, well, PHP is technically a templating language. Well, yeah, it is, but there is a benefit of using Twig. Now, Twig is an actual Symfony component, so it's developed by the Symfony community. And the benefits of using Twig is that it is a modern and flexible and also secure templating language. And as I mentioned, it replaced PHP templates, which we had up until Drupal 7. And the real benefits, and when I say secure, it essentially means that it just escapes things for you. So you have to go out of your way to actually render insecure HTML, because there might be certain things that you don't want rendered on the front end, such as like JavaScript code or things like that. And so you really have to go out of your way to escape things and display things as raw generally. So here you can see a few examples. Now, I'm not going to cover Twig too much because there's a lot of information out there. What I want to do is just show you how to use it within Drupal itself. But it's good to understand just a bit of the syntax. So to output a variable, you would use these two curly brackets. If you then want to put in some type of like structure control, like an if statement or a for or a loop and things like that, you would use a curly bracket and also a %. And then if you want to comment, it's somewhere down here. No, there's not. Oh, here you go. You will just use the hashtag or pound or whatever it's called in your neck of the woods with the curly bracket for comments. Now, I do recommend that you spend a bit of time going through the actual Twig documentation, because you'd be surprised what you can achieve just by using Twig. And I do believe Drupal is using Twig 3, so we are up to date, which is great. Sometimes we can lag a bit when we are using third-party systems. But you do have things such as filters where you can just bolt filters onto variables. So for example, if you want to convert Markdown or things like that into HTML, you can do so. There's also, I believe, format. There you go. You can actually format. So just imagine this is the variable. You can also format it just by putting in this character, the pipe character. And I think raw is a common one. So you'll have the variable, and then you can actually view the raw value of that variable. There's also trim, I believe. There's a few of them. There's trim and things like that, okay? So as I mentioned, if you want to learn more about just Twig in general, just jump to the documentation and have a read, because there is a lot you can do. But let's now see how we can integrate it into Drupal, okay? So here I've got a stock standard Drupal site, or Drupal CMS site, okay? I've just installed it, and I've actually written a bit of custom code because I've got a bit of HTML, a bit of Twig, okay? Well, we're going to be writing HTML, but as a Twig template, okay? So what we can do is let's jump over to PHP Storm. So we come along in here, and I will go to my custom module. And this module is very, very basic. All it is it's a controller, which goes to, and so here is the route, and we have the markup right here, okay? And you can see that we do have a single variable called content. And this variable is defined in the actual hook theme. So Drupal allows you to define templates, and we can call this template example_output. If we go to our controller, and you can see it right here, we have our template right here, and our theme function being called. And then we are passing this variable right here, which is content, matches the variable here, which then matches the variable right here in the Twig template. Okay. So if we go to the actual URL, which is right here, and refresh, okay, we see this bit of content. Okay. Now, first things first, if we're going to do any type of Twig templating or any type of Twig work, you want to, first of all, turn off caching and also turn on Twig debugging. Because if I come along in here and put in a bit of text, refresh, you're not going to see anything. Oh, I'm refreshing right now. Where is it? Well, that is because we need to turn on Twig debugging. Twig debugging and turn off the caching. So if we go to development and then development settings, let's turn off caching and also turn on Twig debugging. And now if we refresh right here, you'll see we've got our little bit of text there on the side. Now, another thing I should mention is that Twig also gets compiled down to PHP. So it is ridiculously fast. And that's why there is caching. So if we go back, well, let's actually turn off caching. I'll just turn off caching for now. And let's just refresh a few times. What we can do is we can go into sites, default files, and you should see PHP folder, and then you should see a Twig folder. And then within here, you actually see the compiled Twig templates. And if we search for, let me just search for this, it should be here, but you can kind of figure out the name. What did we call this? Example? Is it called example? It's here somewhere, but it's actually quicker and easier to perhaps just do a find. There we go. You can find it in this PHP file. And this is what a raw Twig template looks like when it's compiled down to PHP. It does a lot of things. Does a lot of things right here. You can see that it comes here, compiles it. And so that's why that's why when you make a change to it, you don't often see it because it is cached. And so you have to just turn off turn on Twig debugging and turn off caching. So if we go here and disable caching, it won't cache it. Now, this Twig cache is these files right here. The do not cache markup, that is handled by like the cache tags and the cache context, which is stored somewhere else. Drupal has many layers of caching, trust me, many layers. That's why Drush CR just fixes all of life's problems. All right, so now that we've got this, let's jump over here. Let's jump to our code. And what we're going to do is let's, first of all, write a few things, okay? So I will just pop that up there. If you want to add a variable, what you can do is put in a, %, and then you go set, and let's create a admin user, and then equals Ivan, okay? So this is the variable that we have now added into Twig. We're not going to see anything because we need to actually render it out. So for us to render it and show it, what we need to do is just go admin user. So put in, username, like that. And if we jump back here, refresh, we should see it right there. Let's fix this up so it's a little bit better. Let's put in a break tag so we can actually see it. All right. So you can see it right here. Let me zoom that in. You can see it right there. Okay, Ivan, done. All right. Now, what happens if we add in some HTML? So let's put in a break tag, B, and also B at the end. What do you think is going to happen? All right. Well, it's escaped. Because remember, Twig escapes HTML. So it's not going to render it unless you type in, unless you come along in here and go and put in a filter called raw. That's going to go ahead and actually render it out. So like proper HTML, okay? Now, be careful when you're using raw. That should be the last resort. There will be times in your Drupal career where you're having problems, things aren't rendering correctly because they're getting sanitized or escaped, and the only solution, because you're deploying on a Friday afternoon and it's 3 o'clock, I had a pretty crazy afternoon, and it's a Friday right now, and you just want to get something out, you may be tempted to use raw, but just be aware that it will pass anything and everything through it. So if the variable is getting user information getting passed through, somebody could put in some dodgy HTML, some dodgy CSS, or JavaScript. So just be careful of that. But what you can do is you can actually chain things up. So we could do things such as, strip tags, okay? You can do that. It will go ahead and it will strip the tags. So sometimes you may get HTML, but you just want to strip them and that's it. The other option you can do is you can then allow some tags. So you can say, well, actually, no, I want the break tag to be available. We can do that, but it's just going to add it in. There are instances where you may want to use raw because you can say, well, actually, I only want the break tag to be used. So then you can go, then raw. And you can chain these filters up, which is very useful. Come along in here. Notice how it's not bold. So it's just got a break tag in it. Okay. So there are a few things you can do, and you can chain these things up. All right. Now, when it comes to if statements, we can do a similar thing, okay? So let's go ahead, and I will copy this. And let's change this to set, of course, is admin equals true. And if we go, let's go, what is it? Like that. If is admin, and then what is it? End if. So we can do something like that. So if we set this to false, we're not going to see it. Ivan's gone. But if we set this to true, there you go. We can see the username, okay? Now we can also set arrays. Now I'm not going to type that out because can't be bothered. But let me just bring this down further down here. And setting an array is pretty straightforward. Again, it follows a very similar syntax to just coding in general. You'll notice that a lot of programming languages are similar. You know, as long as you know how to define a variable and display an array and an array of objects and things like that, it's all similar. So here we have an actual array of items. And what we can do is we can loop through them. So we could say for, okay, tech item in, tech items. This is always a little confusing for me because in PHP, I think it's the other way, but yeah, I guess it's just a little different. And we can then just do this, end for. And then within that, all we need to do is type in tech item, because that refers to the actual element, the individual array element inside. And then we refresh, and what do we see? Let's just double check that and make sure everything is working for each. Oh, because I didn't spell that right. There we go. Tech item. We refresh and we can see our items right here. Now let's fix this up So let's put in let's pop this down. So let's put in a UL, and I'll put in a LI. And we'll also put in an H3 called tech items. So now we should really see it pop, and we can see it right here, tech items, and we can see Drupal, WordPress, and React. The other thing you can do, and this is actually very, very useful, you can check and see which part of the loop you are in. So you may want to do something with the first one, okay? So let's imagine we want to display the word first, like so. But it's getting displayed to all of them. How do we do that? Well, what we can do is we can type in if loop first and end if. If in the loop it is first, it's going to then display first. Do that, and we can then see the word first. You can even do the same for last as well, I believe. Let's try that out. And type in last. And there you go. You got a little popped thing down as last. That is actually surprisingly useful. I've used that a lot to actually just do a few things, move things around. But yes, it's very, very useful. So when it comes to Twig templating, as long as you understand how to do arrays, variables, if statements, loops, from a Twig standpoint, that's pretty much enough. Of course, you can go down the rabbit hole and learn as much as you want about Twig. But when you're using it in a Drupal standpoint, that's all what you really need to know. Now, if other people have any other important things to learn, chuck them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to know about them. But with Drupal, you do spend a lot more time just figuring out what actual variables are to get information out of a node or a piece of content, for example. That's where you spend a lot of your time.